Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, because we are all about growing our side hustles, growing our businesses, growing ourselves. So if that's what you're all about, then welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be discussing costs that can creep up when you're starting a business that you might not even have thought about. So it's going to be an interesting one, but before you dive in, I just want to let you know that I'm not going to be talking about amounts in this video, but just covering the cost that you need to think about when you're starting a business, and maybe you can calculate how much you're actually going to need, because one of the things that harm a business is not calculating costs properly, whether costs are going out or costs are coming in. So this video is just to highlight that. When it comes to the cost of me starting my candle business, I will discuss that once I've actually purchased everything, because trust me, it takes an arm and a leg, okay? So let's get started in today's video. Welcome, and I'm glad you're here. I don't know why my plant decided that it's not going to show up in my video. I like this plant, it's so cute. Anyway, let's get started. Now, the first cost, this is a product-based type of costing. It's not for people that are starting services. I've started services, and services are a little bit easier to start. Quickly just going through the services, you probably just need internet, laptop, and then to make a lot of phone calls, you probably need airtime. Obviously, you need a phone. And you need data for when you're away from where your internet is. If you're not at home and you're working somewhere else that doesn't have internet, some restaurants do have internet, so that's covered. And advertising, basically advertising your business. Those are the costs of some services that you online, like digital marketing, editing videos, all sorts of those things that you need to do on the laptop. There's different kinds of services, like doctors also offer services, and masseurs and all of those things. So that's a whole other video. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the cost that I incurred when I started my candle manufacturing business. So I'm manufacturing candle and I'm selling them wholesale. So these are my candles for events. I actually like the green color for events, for wholesale. So those are the candles that I make, and I also make sculptural ones, also wholesale. They're so pretty. But yeah, you can check out my website. I link my business website, my business WhatsApp, actually my website and my business WhatsApp, because I'm still sorting out the payment gateway. So that's another story. But I'm gonna go through the costs that creeped up on me. So I wrote everything down. So there's about 15 on the list. But if something comes up, then edit. But I'll also just put a comment below. So the first cost that I incurred, well, the main one obviously is the machinery to make the candles. That was the largest cost that I incurred. But this machine came in two parts, and from this company that I worked with, that I don't recommend, I waited for this machine for close to a year. Imagine. So you have to think about that as well. Like if you're ordering stuff like that you know probably is being made in China or India or wherever, think about the time that is going to cost. What are you going to do in the meantime while you're waiting for the machine to arrive, or whatever you ordered online to arrive? What can you do to get an income in the meantime? Because that is cost. And I actually rented a warehouse, which is where I am right now, and that ended up, me not making money those months and having to pay for the rent has set me back a lot. So they gave me a discount or whatever, but the second part of the machine is still not here. But I'm doing what I can, So the machine came in two parts. That's the molding and the melting tank, which is a massive one. It's not like the small one. So I had to get a small one because I've been waiting for months for that one. So hopefully that's going to be sorted soon with another company. So I'm praying for that. So the machinery was the major cost of my business. And then secondly, parts for the machinery. Now, when I got the machinery, they didn't tell me that I'm gonna need to add extra things to the machine in order to make it work the way that it's supposed to. So I had to go like driving around looking for parts to put the thread in and all of those things, and to let the water out and all of those. So it's things that I had to pay for myself. I had to buy extra on top of that machine. Now, they didn't cost too much, but it's just something to think about. Like, is the machine complete that you're buying, or are you going to need to buy something else? You know, the thing that you're going to use to make your product, is it complete, or what are other pieces that you need to look into? So I'm going to just try to be fast on this video so it doesn't take too long, because we're going to talk about 15 things. So we've already covered 2. Number 3, rent and electricity. Now, if you can work from home, then definitely do that for as long as you can. But I just couldn't work from home any longer. I needed somewhere where I can take a shower, put my clothes on, and go. You know, I didn't want to be in the yard, in the house where I'm supposed to be connecting with my family and do all of those things. Like the machine that I bought, I have a shed in the back. The machine could have sat in the shed. It's a bit heavy, so I don't know about that actually. But it could have sat in the shed, and you know, I could have worked in the yard. But I needed space, because in my mind, I'm thinking of the future and expanding the business, and you know, applying for funding and all of those things, so that this manufacturing business is actually a big one. It's not small, because my whole thing is having people resell my candles and then make their own money on the side. So if that is you, you can sign up to become a wholesale buyer, or you can become a stockist. If you have a shop and you want to stock the candles in your shop at a wholesale price, you can reach out to me. And if you want to become a reseller, then also check me out. And if you want to start your own brand as well, check me out as well. So let's move on to the 4th cost. Now, the fourth cost was the materials that you're going to need to make the product. Now, that is something that they made it sound like I'm just going to need wax and wicks. So wax is the thing I melt, and then the wicks is the rope that goes in between the wax. So this is the wick. So I had to drive around Joburg looking for this thing, and you know, downtown Joburg, and find a supplier for that, and that was not easy as well. But all the materials that you're going to need, and remember, that wax is not the same as this thin wax. So this one I get it somewhere else. The waxes are not the same. There's paraffin wax, there's soy wax, there's other softer waxes that are in between. So like, you have to test stuff as well. So buying those things, to the material to test the products, costs money. That's another cost. So I also had to think about fragrances for the sculpted candles, and then also think about the colors, different colors for the candles. That's extra cost. So just think about it. I'm just going to use this as an example. Yes, I drink this when I need energy. Don't judge me. But the bottle, like if you're making the product, there's going to be the drinking stuff. That's for people that are making like also like skin products and all of those things. So you have to think about the material that you're going to need, the bottle, the caps, the sticking labels, the you know, besides the product that is inside the bottle. So that's something else to make the things. So even then, what's inside the bottle, you're going to need all the chemicals to make this one thing. So let's move on to the next costs. I know it sucks, but maybe there's a way that you can cut costs here and there. Like, I feel like if I just focused on one product, it will actually help me instead of trying to already get into the sculpted candle stuff. So yeah, let's move on to the next. The next cost is packaging the stuff. So with candles like this, you can package them with, there's a plastic that is a bit sticky. I'm struggling to find it. So if somebody knows where I can find this plastic, if I haven't found it, then please let me know in the comments. You know that sticky plastic that you just wrap everything and you just put a little bit of heat on it, and there it goes. Now speaking about another cost, I had to buy a heat gun. But yes, so the packaging, the plastic for that, and then you have to think about stickers as well. Are you going to order the stickers, or are you going to buy a sticker machine for your packaging? For people that use other types of packaging, you need to think about the stickers. Are you going to do the labeling yourself, or are you going to have another company or somebody else doing your labeling? Are you going to buy the stuff, or what kind of packaging are you going? That needs to foster into, or you need to put that amount in your sorry, I'm trying to avoid this ring light, but yeah, you have to put that amount in your, let me see if I go back a bit. Yeah, you have to put that amount in your costs as well. So the overall cost of the candle include the packaging as well. If you're paying if you're buying them, they're gonna cost this much. If you have them labeled already, they're going to cost this much. So that's something to think about. And then we move on to number 6, which is the website. Now, if you're in e-commerce, you're going to sell products online, then you need a website. That's another cost. So depending on who you go to, some website developers are okay, some are great, they charge different prices, so you choose which one you're impressed with and which one you find easy to work with and all of that thing. Now, on that note, if somebody does your website and you're not using the other platforms like Shopify, one of the reasons I decided not to go with Shopify is because I wanted to own my website. So when you use Shopify for your website, Shopify owns that website kind of until you migrate it and you ask the developer to migrate it for you. You pay every year, depending on what package you chose. You pay every single year to have your website running. So that's something to think about. Where else I paid once off, and then perhaps if you need updates, you can update it yourself, or you can, if it's major updates, you can ask the developer to update the website for you. But something to remember and to keep in mind is to have your password and all of those things. Let them give you access to the website so that if something happens to them, you still have access to your website. Another developer can work on your website, or somebody else who does websites can work on your website. Now, if you try to do it yourself, this is going to take forever. Trust me. I mean, I can do the basics, but yeah, that's another thing. So let's move on to the next cost. The next cost, of course, is the internet. You're going to need internet in order to work. Whether you're working from home or you're working from the office, you're going to have to sort out some form of internet because data is so expensive. If you actually keep on buying this 1.5 gigs and you add them up at the end of the month, they could cost you more than if you actually buy just only a SIM data. And then there's options these days of a month-to-month type of thing instead of signing contracts for 24 months and all of those things. So you need to think about that as well. The next cost that came in, it's not too much, but it's registering a business, and I must say I am so impressed with how easy it was. I actually almost paid somebody 1,000 Rand to register my business. Imagine, on CIPC. Only to find out I can register. Well, my friend told me no, it's gonna take time. It can take an hour or so, but you can register your own business. You can register for that business. You don't have to pay somebody else. So I was dreading it, and then eventually I went on to the CIPC, and I must say I'm impressed. Their new website is so smooth. I applied for my BEE as well in one go. It's just so, it's a bit more advanced. I'm so impressed with it. You can go and register your business so easy. The profile looks nicer as well. So I'm just impressed with everything. It took 20 minutes at most when you have all the documents. So they're going to need your ID, your proof of address, the address of the business, your bank account for the business. So they need a business bank account and all of those things. So if you've already done that, no, actually, I think that's when you register for something else. But yeah, no, they need proof of address. They need your ID and the address of where the business is going to operate. But they didn't need a lot of stuff, actually. It was quite easy, quite seamless, quite smooth. It cost me about 178 or with the BEE, it was something else. But it wasn't that much. It wasn't too much. Definitely worth you doing it yourself. Quick, you can do it. So, the next cost. The next cost that I incurred with this business of making candles has been buying the pouring pots, extra pots. This is extra stuff that I will need to use on the machine, the pouring things. I had to go to the shops to buy those, so that's other additional that I needed to use, the equipment basically. More equipment that I did not know about, but here we are. And then another cost that I did not think about was actually a hoover to clean up the machine and to clean up the floor of where I'm working, because there's wax on the ground. Now I made a plan to put the plank on the floor so that the wax is not pouring down, because I'm renting the warehouse. It's not my home, so even if it's my home, I need to look after it, and I'm looking after the warehouse as well. So there's another cost. Now this cost probably affects everybody, whether you're in service, whether you are in product, and that is petrol. You need to factor in when you go deliver the stuff, you need petrol. When you go to drive to go work at a different place, when you go to drive to go see a client, you need petrol. So that is extra cost on you. So you need to factor that in, whether it's in the product or how you charge customers or any of that. You just need to think about it. And then another cost is to think about advertising your business. It's one thing to try and go viral on social media without advertising at all, but there's a reason that businesses advertise. So I wouldn't take people that are saying, yeah, just do content, like normal content, and put effort into content. If you're not a marketer, that should not be like your main thing. Your main thing should be advertising your business in order to get sales. So you need to think about, have an advertising budget. So when you do a business plan, I will actually do this. I'll actually put together a business plan video for you. So the next video I think is going to be about business planning. And the next one will be strategizing, how to do a marketing strategy for your business practically. So advertising, you need to advertise your business. Otherwise, if nobody is seeing it, how are they going to buy it? How are they going to know? You know, there's a reason why even big companies, Coca-Cola is still advertising today, you know, and it's for a reason. It's not just creating content, it's advertising that content as well so that it gets to more people. It stays in people's minds. It stays at the forefront of their thinking when they're thinking of buying a soft drink. So you need to have a little bit of moolah for that. Other platforms are not that expensive. The most expensive platform to advertise on is LinkedIn. And, you know, if you have products, then Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, I would say are the best, depending on who your target market is. So let's move on to the next cost. This is the 14th cost, almost the last one, and that is going to be shipping. So you need to look at courier, different couriers, courier companies and how much they charge. Now you need to think about, like, shipping this might be cheaper than shipping a laptop or shipping a computer or shipping boxes of, you know, or shipping pallets when your business grows. So you need to think about shipping costs as well while you know, thinking about your business and the business that you want to start. How are you going to get your stuff to the customer on time and in good condition? So let's go to the last cost. And the last cost is, of course, labor. I am doing everything myself. I'm not paying myself because I'm just starting. But once I have the stuff out there and I am manufacturing largely, then I am going to need to hire somebody to work on the machine. And then eventually when it grows, I'll hire a marketing person and all of those things and grow my team. But in the meantime, I am the one who is doing everything. So I'm not paying myself yet. Everything I'm getting, I'm putting back into the business. I'm investing into the business so that it can grow. And then I will start thinking about paying myself well. But yes, I hope all of this costs have not dampened your spirit to start your business, but you actually need to be realistic. You need to be realistic about what it's going to take to start a business. Now, if you can remove some of these things and still have a functioning business that's profitable, then that is absolutely wonderful. But you can just write a list of these things and see which one you can remove, which one you can do for less, and which one you definitely need to put more investment in. So with that being said, I wish you the best with your businesses, and I wish you the best with whatever that you're doing, whatever that you're pushing, and keep on keeping on. I'm gonna see in the next video where we talk business plans and how to put together a business plan so that your business actually works. A lot of businesses don't have business plans, and that is one of the reasons that they can't tell what is working and what is not, because there's no plan in place. So if that is you and you need assistance in putting together a business plan, please put the type of business that you're in the comments so that I can look at it and maybe use your business as an example, and write a business plan using your example or your kind of industry that you're in as a business owner. So I hope this helped you a lot. Keep on, and I'm out. Bye.